Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
I got time today. I got time today. What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And I'm coming in a little hot. I understand that. But you've got to understand that it's for good reason, because I have time today. Yeah, we're going to watch that again. And more like it, and more of it, because I find that inspiring. But there's nuance here, and there's a story that you've got to stay till the end to see, because it is unbelievable, and it's the reason for my angst. What you just saw is just the beginning. Now, I'm sure many of you saw that when the guy came out, I'm not sure where it was, for a bunch of protesters and actually started beating up on a child, a little girl. I'm not even going to show that one here. I have others. Is what I'm saying? That one, everybody's seen it. Maybe I'll put a little blur on it or something to remind you if you haven't seen it, but I have others. There's stories of what the kids are doing. And the reason why I come in hot on this story is because I'm a teacher. And you know what I've been told? I've been told that Gen Z and Gen Alpha will be the thing that cooks this country. We're cooked. Someone told me that they had brain rot, that TikTok and Instagram was a defining anvil on the intelligence of the young people in this country, and we were cooked. That's what I was told. I was told that Gen Z and Gen Alpha were entitled and lazy, and as a drill sergeant, I find those things offensive, and I try to correct them wherever I can. And as a teacher, I look for those things and try to inspire them or motivate that out of them. Have you seen this? Teacher therapy. Her first video. Teachers can't fix Gen Alpha or Gen Z. Kids can't listen, read, ... Oh shit, wait a minute. This is teacher therapy. Now, what I'm going to do is excuse the overexposure she uses on every video and every picture to look more white. The raccoon of the year, who poses as some sort of teacher. And if I wanted to, I would do the research and probably expose her as not one, but I'm not. That's not what this one is about. We're talking about Alpha, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and their inability to lead this country. That's what we're talking about. Teachers are tired of Gen Alpha. I know how I found out that these kids are so brain rotted and ridiculous that they are so cooked. It's through these amazing teachers who are just giving us the scoop. YouTube, aren't we lucky? Look at the scoop. An entire page. From a so-called teacher. Seattle principal is fired and sued. Because he's not woke enough. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I see, look at that. Now I see why you use so much exposure and white powder on your black face and fake hair. You wannabe, boot-licking, fake... Excuse me, I'm sorry. You failure of a human being. You failure to the children that you supposedly teach. Gen Alpha and Gen Z are not the one with brain rot. You have an entire page as a teacher hating on children. Who do you teach? Why do you teach? Where did you teach? I hope it's nowhere near me. An entire page, YouTube. An entire page. With her powder white, yes, massa looking. I'd rather sweep in the house, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. Huh? An entire page. Most of this is going to get cut, because I can't stop going in on this broad. I can't stop going in on this disgusting human being. And you call this teacher's therapy. So yeah, YouTube, if you're wondering what I mean, who's saying that? Despite teacher's therapy, amazingly enough, you know what I've found? In my students, when it's on the line and we're talking about the education that matters, all I've seen is these young folks cooking, not being cooked. They're cooking out there. Let them cook. Let them cook.
Students were seen carrying signs and making sure their voices were heard, speaking up against ICE enforcement operations.
I feel like everything that's been happening, it's like gotten too much. Yeah, I understand like people having their beliefs, but like the things and the shootings and stuff, it's like I feel like it's kind of crazy.
Students say they believe the tactics of federal officers have gone too far.
All the things that have been happening recently with ICE, they feel like they can, violate our rights, and they feel like they can do whatever they want. We're not going to say anything, and I feel like a lot of things, if the adults or the older generation isn't going to do anything, then we will,
And many speaking up for immigrants.
As long as you support the movement, I want to say thank you. Like I said, coming from immigrant parents, if you come from immigrant parents, I know we had the same struggles.
They're going to save us because the adults can't seem to do it. We have too many brushed white Sambo wannabes, house sweeping adjacent, happy black faces, claiming to be teachers out here. We have too many excusing bootlickers above the age of 40. We have too many people having brain rot spit into their minds every day on a channel called Fox News while daring to say that the young people on TikTok don't know what's going on. The truth is, that's the only place they can get the news these days, because the one that they're watching, the old people are watching, is lying to you, and these kids are cooking.
What you gonna do to our female? What are you gonna do? Do some home! Do some home! Do some home!
No, don't stop. Let him cook. Let him cook.
No more ICE! No more ICE!
These students aren't in Minneapolis, but they walked out of class to protest the actions of immigration agents. From Georgia to Arizona to Kansas and California, hundreds of young people are standing in solidarity against what they see as aggressive ICE enforcement.
We've seen violence, we've seen a threat to our democracy, and today it's just really important to be here for vulnerable communities in the United States.
And for some, it's very personal.
I've had an uncle who has been detained and possibly deported, and where I can't see him.
I come from a family of immigrants on my mom's side. My mom's from El Salvador, so this really means a lot to me.
My mom's from Ecuador. She's currently in Ecuador because she's scared of the situation that's going on right now.
My family are both immigrants. They immigrated here from Mexico. They fought for me to be in this country. I will fight for them to continue living here as well.
I don't want to hear it. YouTube, older people out there, you should feel invigorated. I was going to cry watching that very first video of how those young people gathered around each other. And I will go ahead and show a blurred version of the other one I know everybody else has seen, because maybe they haven't seen the other footage of it from the side, where this guy comes out of his car, attacks a young woman, child, at a high school protest. This little neo-Nazi fuck pushes her, and then when he sees her, look at this, when he sees her falling, those juices get amped up, and he goes in for the kill, this predator. No wonder they stopped caring about the Epstein files. No wonder they never really cared what Q was saying. They're not doing a victory lap right now about finding the cabal. No wonder they're okay with 14-year-olds. No wonder they haven't said anything about Trump's statement that the cutoff age should be 12. No wonder, YouTube, because this is what they do. He got hot when he saw that the little push he gave the little girl and she was falling down the mountain, down the hill. And he ran in for the kill. But those kids, whatever they're learning on TikTok, they need to keep doing it. Because all of them came back in. These amazing young children learning civics on the ground, not from a history book, being there, understanding when to stand up, knowing what's going on around them, even more than their Fox News watching parents. They're knowing what's going on around them. They're educated. They're not only educated, they're civilized. They're civilized. You want to know how I know? The parents are the ones with the brain rot. Fox News is worse than short-form content. That TikTok and YouTube watchers are more informed, even if they seem a little silly to us old people. I know how I know that they're cooking and the kids are going to be okay is because of this. And this one we're watching together.
Outside of Fremont High School. I spoke to one student who told me it was chaos inside the school when students found out their fellow classmate had been struck by a vehicle.
A lot of us in my class were scared.
Fremont Public Schools confirmed the girl who was hit is a student and was taken to the hospital. Hagen Wardschafer is a junior at Fremont High School. He didn't attend the protest, but says news that a student was struck spread quickly.
Very chaotic. I heard conversations about it left and right. Some of us actually wanted to get a peek out here. I just wanted to stay in.
He's a child. You don't know me very well if you think I'm going to blame him for that.
What's happening here? I didn't know if he was going to go get aggressive or if they were getting aggressive.
That's when she says the driver got back in the car and hit the student.
And then I noticed the girl sitting there. She ended up sitting up, but at first she was just laying down on the ground. And
Superintendent Dr. Brad Dahl released a statement saying, "We value our relationship with our first responders and their help today. We will continue to work together to keep our students and community safe."
What? What does that mean? YouTube? Hold on. I saw that. I read that. And I said, we value our first responders. Wait a minute. I just saw a video of somebody hitting a kid with a car. What's the statement about first responders? We'll find the suspect? None of that. I didn't hear anything about we want to make sure our students can protest safely. I didn't hear anything about that. I didn't hear anything about we're looking for the person who hit her. We found them. Maybe they're a juvenile. And so, you know, we're not allowed to say the name. We're looking into it. We said we value our first responders and look forward to working with them and keeping people safe. You're fucking disconnected from the entire story. You might as well have said your ABCs or I enjoy talking to spiders. Hey, YouTube, are you gonna watch the Super Bowl on Sunday? Well, I'll tell you what, I really do enjoy orange soda. That didn't have anything to do with the story. What was that statement? So finally, I looked around and said, maybe there's another angle. Maybe there's someone else talking. Maybe there's someone else who can tell me about the outrage of someone getting hit by a car during a protest. Maybe there's a parent out there who has a bit of outrage about their kid being hit by a car and is looking for the suspect of who did it. Let's watch together. YouTube?
Fremont Police Department issued 1 adult and 5 young people citations after one person was hit by a vehicle during a protest in front of Fremont High School.
Things got out of hand, and of course, they're kids.
What? What? Things got out of hand, and of course, they're kids? Let me break it down for you, YouTube. Put a black boy in that car, take the Trump flag off, and leave the same white girl standing right there and tell me his answer would be things got out of hand and of course they're kids. The fuck are you talking about? Somebody just got run over by a car on school grounds. Your level of concern is concerning. Your lack of it. I'm missing something. Let's keep watching.
Fremont students held a non-school sponsored walkout last week
There goes
to
that
protest
flag.
ICE.
No wonder.
Witnesses say this red car drove around and eventually put a Trump flag on the back.
So you're telling me that this Gen Z, Gen Alpha, brain-rotted children were outside peacefully protesting, as is their First Amendment right, because it doesn't say that only people who've graduated high school deserve a First Amendment right. You have the right as a child. You're a human being. You can walk out. You can protest. You, too, are a citizen of America. And they're doing it peacefully. They're doing it peacefully. And this agitator rides around looking for something to get into. And then eventually, after riding around and not being beat up or not being yelled at or not being stopped from his First Amendment right, decides to put up a big Trump flag. That was missing in the statement. Principle, that was missing in the statement.
When you see things on video, you don't get the whole picture.
The driver's sister, Kristen Harris, told KETV last week he was scared because of all the people surrounding the car.
You're a teenage boy and, you know, people are coming at you and, you know, may or may not be throwing things at you.
What? What? Come on. You're kidding me, right? This is the story? May or may not be throwing things at you? No, were they or were they not? They were not, is what you mean to say. You're just making that up. You just made it up. Kids approaching the car, kids surrounding you. You mean you were driving around looking for something, and then when nothing happened, you decided to stick a Trump flag so that you could agitate more. What do you mean you were scared? You're in the car. You're in the car. Let's watch the end.
You were yelling things at you.
It was grieving to hear that the kids were disrespectful to law enforcement. It's grieving to see that they jumped off the sidewalk and mobbed this poor guy in the car.
What? Where's the parents? You want to know where the brain rot is? It's on Fox News. It's in the minds of these boomers. It's in the minds of these fucking white people in poor or rich neighborhoods, in red states, wherever they can get it. The brain rot is in the pulpit on Sundays that they drink in. The brain rot is in the principal's office. No, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Get out of there. Get out of there. You're gonna save the country. This man says he wasn't grieving for the teenage girl. Got hit by a car who was driving around looking for trouble and then stuck a Trump flag in his car on the back of it to ensure he could find it, and then ran over a pedestrian with the vehicle. Renee Good got shot for less. And you're grieving that the kids had a problem with the police?
It was grieving to hear that the kids were disrespectful to law enforcement. It's grieving to see that they jumped off the sidewalk and mobbed this poor guy in the car.
I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm fucking lost. As to who here has the brain rot. As to the direction your children are going. It's a goddamn amazing accomplishment that they can speak and put their pants on by themselves. By the looks of this town and the adults there and the examples they have. It is amazing that they can read at all, that they can write their own picket signs, but by the example of the adults around them. You're failures. All of you are failures. You failed the country. You failed the children. Like you failed your wife. You limp dick, pussy ass bitch. You're mad. You're grieved that they didn't like the police, but had nothing to say about the young girl who was hit by the car. Let's continue, YouTube. I got time today.
Next Monday, the school will hold its monthly board meeting where one Fremont family tells me parents intend to voice their concerns about the protest on school property.
In the town's concern is not about the ability for lawless super predator, violent children with Trump flags on their cars, giving carte blanche and the freedom to hit their kids without consequence, to have the principal never mention it and talk about law enforcement when that wasn't even part of the story, and to have other adults in the school mourn for the abuser, for the violent assailant, and not for the person who was assailed. That's not why they're having a meeting. The adults with Fox News brain rot in this filthy, disgusting town that deserves to be burnt to the fucking ground and start over again, that deserves nothing less than the destruction of this entire school so that the kids can rebuild it in their image and not their filthy, disgusting Nazi, brain-rotten parents from fake-ass church and stupid-ass Fox News. They're having a meeting because they're concerned about the protests, not the violence. Because here's the last thing he said.
You learn from your mistakes, right? So, and hopefully people are going, won't do that again.
Won't do what again, fuckface? Huh? Fucking gray-ass Elmer Fudd? Huh? Won't do what again? Won't protest again? You telling me that kid, he taught her a lesson, huh? No. Let him cook. Let them cook. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, when they tell me that bullshit, I know it's wrong. We're in good hands. I can't wait to see you grow up. Don't let these monsters, these empty-headed, filthy, disgusting, toe-jammed idiots tell you anything. Don't let these missing puzzle pieces of a human being, these sister-fucking, underwear-sharing, disgusting, mouth-breathing, cut-off shirt-wearing, mountain-dwelling, knuckle-dragging Neanderthals tell you a goddamn thing. You keep it moving, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever you're watching, keep watching it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And the next time you see a truck with a Trump flag on it that's coming to run somebody else over, maybe you should start. No wonder you find it fun to push girls down a hill, only if they're small enough. And no wonder these kids are rising up like goddamn phoenixes against you. I hope you rot in hell. I hope you rot in hell. You personally, sir. I hope you personally rot in hell. They will not learn that lesson. They will not learn your lesson. You cannot run someone over and expect that they learn the lesson. You want to know the lesson they learn? Is they're going to come back stronger. And your destruction can't come soon enough, you filthy fucking abuser. Let them cook, YouTube. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that's not the lesson you're supposed to learn there. The lesson you're supposed to learn there is next time, defend yourself better. That's the lesson. And when you find this red hat and this red car, how about you ensure he can't do? So, seeing as how these kids can put their lives on the line at such a young age, and they seem to realize the reality, the gravity of this moment, more than the adults, I vow that I'm not going to wait any longer. In honor of these kids doing the fighting for their tomorrow, for us, the time to fight is now. The time to fight is now. And if you want one of these, we're holding that fundraiser right after the Black Panthers march in Tennessee, armed march in Tennessee at 3:30 to 5. Right after that, we're going to be doing that live on Sons of Liberty. And then right after that, come to this channel. We're holding a fundraiser. We're going to be giving money to the Panther organization through their QR code. And we're going to be saving most of the money for the special operations team who goes out and helps people in the real world right now beat fascism, as well as fight fascism in the shadows. We need a lot. We need a lot. There's a lot going on, as you can tell, and we're still fighting. So we're holding that fundraiser, and this will be auctioned off. I think we may have a couple of them for auction, as well as if you give a big enough donation. There'll be donation amounts where you can just get one. The time to fight is now. We're doing this Saturday, and we're trying to raise this money because we don't want to leave these kids alone, and we sure as hell don't want to make them fight alone. I'm going to be here. Either way. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.